What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Shoe U. I am your host, Alex. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On today's video, I'm doing something a little different than last time. I know I did a top 3. We started off on a good note, but I want to bring things back down to earth and talk to you about my most disappointing basketball shoe over the last year. There have been a lot of great basketball shoes that have come out, but there are also some disappointing ones, like these guys. So I'm looking forward to talking about that. Let's dive in. So I'm sure you guys are curious, what are the grading criteria that I use when figuring out if a shoe is good or not good? For me, number one's got to be traction. For a basketball shoe especially, that's important on a court. You want a shoe that you can trust. You want a shoe that you won't have to worry about sliding all over the place like you're figure skating, right? You want a shoe that can give you that good stop on a dime type of feel. Number 2 category for me is the fit. How does the shoe feel on your foot? Is it loose at all? Does it mold well to your foot? Or are there issues? I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the traction. Then the third and final aspect I take into consideration is the money. As I talked about in my first video, 2 of those shoes were really well priced at $110. Of course, LeBron's were a little bit more pricey, but I was, you can spoil, you can treat yourself once in a while and have a shoe that might cost more than the others. But I think that's important. If you spend money on a shoe, you want to get good quality out of it. So that's kind of what we're looking at when I'm over. It's an overview of a shoe, right? Traction, fit, price efficiency. Those are the 3 categories we are looking at when reviewing a shoe. So with that being said, my most disappointing shoe over the last year that I have played in, it's got to be the Nike Alpha Dunk. These ones were really highly touted. A lot of talk was about how these were the successor to the Nike Hyperdunk, which ended last year. The Hyperdunk 10 was the last model. So I think there was a lot of anticipation and curiosity into how Nike would follow that up. And they have these, and then the Nike Zoom Rise was also released as well, another team basketball shoe. I got both of them, but the Alpha Dunk for me was really disappointing. The traction was frustrating to say the least. It started out good. Early on I was thinking, man, this shoe is going to be really nice. Then it really deteriorated over time, and it was quick. It just, after I played, a few hours in them, they just really went bad on me. So that was really frustrating. On a shoe you're paying $180 for, keep that in mind. It's a lot of money for a shoe. You're spending that kind of money. You want something that's going to last a long time, and that's going to be durable, and that you can trust when you're playing basketball. These guys, it went bad really quick, and that was just a huge disappointment for me because I like the looks of the shoe. I think it looks great, but when you have a shoe where you're sliding all over the place and you don't know if you can trust the traction, that is a huge red flag. So point number 2 is fit. How does the shoe fit? And it did not fit well, to be honest. I tried tightening them up as good as I could, but it was to no avail. I just could never get that good lockdown. It really was frustrating, to be honest with you. One, to be sliding because of the traction, and then number 2, your foot just doesn't fit. The shoe fits, but it's not what you want when you're playing basketball, to have that type of wiggle room when you are playing in a shoe. That's just not good at all. So point number 2 was just not good either. The traction was bad, and then the fit was just not where you want to be. It was just too loose. I go true to size 12. Maybe that was my problem. I didn't go down to an 11.5 or an 11, but it was frustrating to say the least that the fit was so off. And then point 3 has got to be the money, right? We are, here at the Shoe U, we like to have good price efficiency, and $180 is a lot to spend. When I spend that kind of money, I want something that's going to last me a long time. Instead, this shoe, it just didn't work out, and it was frustrating. I was left really wanting more, because when you have a shoe that you can't have good traction with or a good fit with, it's really frustrating. Visually, sure, the shoe looks great, but I would happily have a crappy looking shoe that performs well than a good looking shoe that performs poorly. So that was just incredibly disappointing. $180, I mean, that's $40 more than the Nike Zoom Rise, which was released, kind of head to head with Alpha Dunk by Nike, and was supposed to be the, I guess you could say, younger brother to the Alpha Dunk. And the Nike Zoom Rise is a much better shoe. But these guys were just really disappointing, and it's really unfortunate because $180 is a lot to spend. So you take that all into consideration, right? You spend that much money and the performance just doesn't back it up well. That's going to really leave a bad taste in your mouth. And that's definitely how I felt. Just really underwhelming experience playing these guys. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. I know this is a bit of a downer, but I felt like, hey, we start off on such a good note. Let's show both sides of the perspective. At least I'm not showing you 3 bad shoes. So the Nike Alpha Dunk guys, just pass on them. Honestly, if there's one thing you take away from this video, that's what I would want it to be. Let my experience guide you in the right direction. And as I mentioned earlier, there are plenty of alternatives, especially for that price point. Let me know in the comments section below what was just a shoe that you were disappointed with how it performed. I'm very curious to see if you had the Nike Alpha Dunk. Was your experience the same as mine, or did you end up having a really good time playing in the shoe? Yeah, Nike Alpha Dunk guys, it's a pass. Until next time guys, have a good one.